So there's been a pretty interesting situation going on in the VTuber community at the moment, and it's just kind of all spiraled out of nowhere. Now, essentially, if you guys remember, I made a video on the Dokibird situation, which was a situation where essentially, Dokibird had to respond to some videos that were being made about her, kind of spreading some false information and painting her in a bad light, when it actually turned out to be a series of false and kind of just, I guess, misunderstood situations. Now, if you guys want to see that, there's an entire video about the situation. If you guys want a more in-depth look, I'll definitely leave a link to that down below. But essentially, what I wanted to talk about today is someone who covered it, and one of the main people which actually spurred, Dokibird to respond, which is Katnchat, who also used to be called Katliente. I think that's what they used to be called. But again, they made the video which got 100,000 views, and obviously what they did, instead of deleting the video, because it's got 12,000 dislikes, by the way, although it's got 100,000 views, it's got 12,000 dislikes, and people were not happy with this video. Now, essentially, they made like updates and updates and updates in the comments and in the description. I mean, at this point, you might as well just delete the video and make a new one. Like, let's be real here, because it is filled with a ton of information that does paint Dokibird in a bad light, when Dokibird literally clears it all up. I think that adding comments and descriptions isn't going to change anything. All you need to do is just delete it. But again, obviously it's got views, so she does not want to do that. Now, essentially, what this actually happened as well, I saw this in the virtual YouTubers Reddit. They say that Alicia X Death calls out Katliente, who dropped a video on Dokibird filled with tons of misinformation for clickbaiting her cancer. Katliente now wants mentioning in the comment section of the Dokibird video, even though she was told not to mention her anymore. And so yeah, this is a pretty crazy situation, and I have a couple of notes just kind of filled up on my screen here just to talk about it, because it's a very, very long video created by this person called Alicia X Death, and she goes into some of her previous dealings with Katnchat and what she's done in the past, and it's pretty terrible. And obviously, they go into the first thing saying that she has had a series of different videos where she's caused controversy, which again, it's been, very well known. There's been videos by Rev, videos by other people where, this Katnchat person has been kind of misleading and has been in some trouble in the past. This is not the first time this has happened, and obviously this time with Alicia X Death is also another instance of this happening. And essentially, they say that apparently whenever there was a situation going on with this person, there was a lot of people kind of clickbaiting it, because this person actually got their accounts hacked, and essentially what a lot of people decided to do was go ahead and try to, including Katnchat by the way, tried to put an emphasis on her cancer, which again was just really weird, because it has no real relevance to the situation at all. It's just like, what does having cancer kind of change about being hacked? It doesn't really change much, maybe it provides a bit more sympathy, but that's not what Alicia wanted, and apparently Alicia made it very clear that, it wasn't about her, having cancer or anything. It was just the fact that she was hacked and wanted her account back. Now, obviously, yeah, she said that 3 people actually made a video, 2 of them actually took it down, and 1 of them apologized a bit more than another. But obviously, one person that didn't take it down for a while was Katnchat, who just left the video up because it was doing good. And I mean, I know a video is doing good, but sometimes you do have to take it down, or at least change the title and thumbnail or whatever, if it isn't, as good. Now, apparently, what happened was, essentially, she put the title as the title that we just saw, VTuber Cancer got hacked, and someone apparently put in the comments that the cancer was in remission, and essentially that was not the case. That's what Alicia said, at least. That was not the case at all, but apparently Kat actually saw this comment and went, oh, really? I didn't know that, and then changed the title to, like, VTuber with cancer in remission got hacked. So essentially, she was making it very clear that it was in remission when it actually wasn't. And then this Alicia person ended up getting a ton of DMs, comments and stuff saying congratulations, which obviously feels terrible if you've already, if there hasn't actually been any kind of resolution yet. Obviously, it'd be great to have all of that kind of support when it does actually happen, but the fact is it didn't. And, obviously this person did no actual research. Kat did no research into this, and, ended up making a pretty horrible situation for someone in an already pretty horrible situation in general. Now, obviously, they say people thought that she was still hacked as well, because apparently the situation also got solved too. She pretty much got unhacked, or, she got her account back or whatever. And, people saw this video a couple days later and were still saying, oh, you still hacked, you need help, you know, are you still being hacked and things like that, even though she was unhacked. So again, you know, it was even more of this kind of stuff. And yeah, she even made a tweet back when this happened saying, bro, what is this title? Clickbaiting my cancer is insane. Reacting to my video is totally fine, but goddamn the title. Ethics doesn't exist when there's ad rev to be made, I guess. Which, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Now, they say apparently it is being brought up again because obviously a lot of people were asking, okay, well, why is this being brought up now? Because the video was literally made a couple days ago. The calling out video saying I'm so done was literally made just like yesterday. And essentially the reason why is because Kat has actually brought this up again. So there was obviously a whole situation that went on with the Dokibird stuff, and essentially in this video, she also puts a comment saying, I cited same things from a personal experience in the video. There's a video I made about a VTuber with cancer, and then I saw the VTuber express that they didn't want people talking about it. I wanted to respect that, but was being lazy and planned to delete the private video. It wasn't uploaded yet. So she knew about it before the video was even uploaded in the first place, which is crazy. And they say, when I had time, since sometimes deleting a video takes a while, which it doesn't, by the way. I think every single YouTuber knows that deleting a video does not take a while. You click the delete button, you click delete forever, and then it's gone. It's really easy, or you just leave it on private. That's also another option if it's somehow deleting videos that hard. They say, my editor posted the video without me knowing. He noticed I hadn't scheduled out a daily video and thought the video was good to post. The VTuber was upset and he changed the title to sound it better. It actually sounded worse because English isn't his first language and made the VTuber even more upset. I don't blame him at all. He's human and makes mistakes like the rest of us, which again, it's crazy because obviously she's pinning a lot of the blame over onto the VTuber, which is absolutely crazy. And not the VTuber side, the editor. And they're saying I was asleep during the entire time. I woke up at 4 p.m. to a shitstorm and I was super confused as to why this was even happening. Even through, though the situation wasn't my fault, so again, not taking the blame at all here, it's a reflection of the Katnchat brand, and I immediately took the video down and paid the VTuber compensation for their troubles for the video being up for 6 hours. Now, obviously, you know, they talk about that even more on the video and about this comment that was made. And essentially, this is one of the reasons, because this person just wants them to leave him alone. You know, she doesn't want people clickbaiting the fact that, you know, she's got cancer or anything. She doesn't want anybody to really kind of, you know, clickbait it. She says, yeah, you can mention it, fine. You know, it's not like a secret or anything. But the fact that people are using it to kind of get more clicks in is, you know, completely wrong. And I definitely do agree with that. Now, obviously, yeah, she did actually delete the video, as she mentions there. And she actually paid the revenue to Alicia in DMs. But obviously, Alicia just wanted this all to end. So she's just like, yep, sure, just delete the video, give me the ad revenue, that's fine. And obviously, you know, she thought that that would be the end of it. And the fact that, you know, okay, she's deleted the video, she's paid me, hopefully they can just move forwards and just like never talk about this again. But the fact that, you know, Kat is still in the comments, still bringing up her situation like this is still pretty crazy. And I think, you know, she has every right to be pretty mad about this. And obviously, you know, they said, you know, they drained and just wanted to take it down. They brought it up in a comment a day ago for the Dokibird video and brings it up from her situation again. It feels more emotionally equipped to respond from it. So yeah, essentially, obviously, it's been a little bit of time since that whole kind of stuff happened. And now Alicia felt more kind of emotionally ready to respond to this situation and to respond to what has actually gone on. And yeah, that actually culminated this video. And then, you know, they said, you know, deleting a video it takes a while is wrong, which again is true. You know, Alicia is totally right there. And they say she changed the title but then blamed her editor, which again, yeah, that is also true. Obviously, she said the fact that, you know, someone actually wrote the comment saying it's in remission, and then she responded to it on that account saying, oh, hey, you know, I didn't notice that, I'll change the title. Maybe it was the editor on the account doing that, but hey, I don't know. And then, yeah, they said 6 hours, and apparently it wasn't 6 hours. Obviously, they mentioned in that comment it was only up for 6 hours. Apparently, it was longer than that. I'm not sure. But again, you know, that's pretty much the whole rundown of that. And it's a pretty crazy situation because obviously, I don't think anybody should be subject to this. And it's just looking pretty bad for Kat in general, because Kat has made some pretty controversial takes and some pretty controversial videos recently, and just kind of framing them completely in the wrong way. And obviously it sucks for Alicia as well that this stuff has to be brought back up again when, you know, she just wanted to kind of move on from it. You know, it definitely seems like Alicia didn't want to make this video. This isn't one of these videos where they're trying to make it just to, you know, get a few views or whatever. That is not the case at all. It's just a video of being like, I'm kind of fed up with this actually happening because Kat keeps on bringing it up. Now, Kat actually made a response to this over on Twitter. Essentially, I'm not going to read through it all because I've read through it all myself. But essentially what they do is they just talk about the situation and talk about the stuff that we already know, but they never really talk about the fact that they brought it up again, which again is kind of crazy. I don't know if this is like some old, you know, response or something that they copied and pasted, but again, you know, they put a full DM conversation or something like that, and it's just a little bit weird because obviously, you know, they talk about the fact of like, hey, you know, we didn't mean it, it was my editor's fault, stuff like that, and essentially they just repeat a lot of the stuff that we saw in the comments before. But the fact is, you know, people aren't angry about that anymore. You know, Alicia would have been pretty happy with the fact that, you know, you just moved on from the situation. You know, they understand, oh, it's a mistake or whatever, who cares? Let's just move on and not talk about it. But the fact is, you know, you've brought it up again in a comment, and that's what people are mad about. But you haven't addressed that really in this, which again, I think is just so dumb. You know, they're saying, I didn't want to talk about this publicly, but I deemed the situation resolved, which again, I feel like, you know, you were the one that, you know, kind of instigated this. It wasn't the fact that Alicia is now bringing it up again and bringing it out into public, and now she has to talk about it publicly. No, Kat was the one that did it first. Kat was the one that went into the comment section that we literally saw in that one screenshot of her going into the Dokibird thing and essentially saying, hey, you know, talking about the situation again, but didn't actually kind of issue any kind of apology or whatever for bringing it up again. That is the main thing people are mad at, and she completely misses the point, even though this is supposed to be some kind of response or addressing the incident. Now, obviously, yes, it addresses the original incident, but that is not the incident that people care about. They care about the fact that you're still bringing it up now, and that you're still bringing it up in comments to other people, which I don't think still has been addressed. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really checked her account at all, but again, it doesn't seem like there's been any kind of update on that at all. Yeah, it's weird, but obviously, I don't really know what is going on with the situation anymore. I feel like it's just a bit weird, and I feel like Kat is in a pretty terrible situation at the moment in terms of, you know, pretty much everyone hates her, which, to be honest, I'm not too surprised about because, you know, looking at some of the previous stuff that they've done, it's pretty terrible. But yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know about the situation and what is going on, and hopefully Alicia doesn't have any more videos made on her after this because, again, it's pretty terrible, and, you know, people doing this kind of stuff towards her and just not letting her just, I guess, relax and just like not get involved in all of this is pretty horrible. And hopefully this kind of serves as an end to it, and that her video kind of serves as an end to it. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Also, go over to GameSubs, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they got a new kind of free shipping event. It's literally worldwide, so I definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.